Good swing.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with Lydia Ko at Olympia Fields as she prepares for the 2017 KPMG Women's PGA Championship. What are your thoughts so far, Lydia?
Yeah, and I got to play a few holes, and the course is really nice, and it's in pretty good conditions, even though we're a little bit away from the tournament time. But it's nice. I can see it's a very traditional golf course, and especially it was, I think, starting 1921, so that explains a lot.
It is old.
But yeah, it's going to be tight, and I think by championship time, the rough will probably grow out a little bit more, and then the greens will get firmer. So it's, keeping it on the fairways is gonna be key.
Perfect. So you've played 3 holes so far. You haven't played the golf course yet. Is there anything that you're mentally doing right now during your practice round to kind of get ready for a month out from the women's?
No, I'm just trying to see, the basic slopes of the greens, which side of the fairway is nicer to come in from into greens, and when it's big championships, the greens are firm and fast. So just being on the fairway necessarily doesn't mean it's going to be an easy shot in towards the greens. It's, I think, more strategy, today, rather than how exactly is this going to play in tournament.
Yep, most definitely. Let's talk about last year's championship. Playoff with Brooke Henderson, runner-up. What did you take away from that? And are you able to bring anything to this year's championship?
Yeah, I said going into last year into the championship, I said my goal is to make the cut, and I did, and I played really well, and it was, I think, one of the cases where you played good, but someone else played better.
Mm-hmm.
And especially that back nine for Brooke, she held some amazing putts, and when the opponent's doing that, and in the playoff for her to be that aggressive and hit it like 2 feet towards the pin, it's not easy to do, especially at a major, and she definitely deserved that, and I think it was very cool for the Canadian fans there too.
Most definitely. Perfect. All right, well, we're walking up to your approach shot here. We'll let you hit it. And
okay. Thank you. I've run out of breath. Am I hitting here? Yeah, that is true. I think this would definitely be a 3-wood hole. Unless it goes downwind.
Beautiful shot, Lydia.
Thank you.
How far do we have out on there?
We had 153 to the pin, and it's breeze a little into, so it's about my 6-iron club, so I had a full 6 there.
Perfect. What do you think about the bunkering here? It's been a good topic for a lot of people here about the bunkers around the greens, and especially in the landing zones.
There's a lot of bunkers. I think every hole I've played there's been a bunker, and they're not really huge greens, and a lot of bunkers are surrounding it, so that's why it's another key that for this hole you can't really be in the rough, because if you have a bad lie you can't run it up towards the green.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one where you'd want to carry it and land it on the green, so I think the bunkers are going to be good, and every hole's got different bunkering and the moundings, but yeah, if you get a good lie in it, obviously it's nice, but you can't always guarantee that.
Most definitely. The greens so far have been pretty undulated or pretty flat for you. Do you feel What's your feeling on the greens here?
I think it's not like severe undulations, but there's subtle undulations here and there, and I think they're a little bit more than it looks just to the eye. Like the hole before, it doesn't look like it's that severe back to front, but when you do putt from back to front, it's quite fast and sloping. So I think by tournament time, being faster, it'll be even trickier. So having uphill putts are always going to be nice.
Uphill putts are always key. Perfect. Well, we're gonna let you take a couple putts here, and we'll chat after the hole.
Perfect. I thought it was more like front. Jello? Okay, it's like jello. What's that? Soft?
Allergies. Struggling with a little bit of allergies here. All right, so let's finish this off and give us some quick tips about maybe a putting tip for our fans here.
I think even for me, my biggest mistake is to lift my head early. So a good thing is to do is maybe stick down a tee, put it all the way into the ground, or get a coin, put it behind the ball, and then just hit putts, making sure that your head is, looking at that coin or where that ball is. And, they say just by looking at the hole, it's not going to make it go in. And even though I know that, we all still end up doing it. So it's a drill that Ian Baker Finch told me, and I think it's good because just for any golfers that we do have the tendency of lifting it
Lifting a little bit. Perfect. All right. Well, welcome again to Olympia Fields for your practice round, and we will see you here in a month for the Women's PGA Championship. And
See you soon.
see you, Lydia.